Hello and welcome to a new video with some wild stuff and this boy and all of that belongs together. But yeah, we are gonna build, and I think I might have told some of you already about that, or maybe you read about it on Twitter. I'm planning to make this trailer be able to transport Eckhard, the Twizy. And for that I got a lot of material here. I got some tools in my car and around here, and the plan is to make this into a transport thing for the Twizy, and I'm gonna explain you how that's gonna fit together and what the plan is, and then I'm gonna show you how I'm building it. But yeah, to show you the plan and the details and how I thought about doing it and starting that, let's go into the studio and I'm gonna show you the plan. All right, here we are in the studio, and you can also see my nice little drawing of how I'm planning to do this. You can see here on the left there's the top-down view. Those are the two pieces of wood that should go onto the trailer on the surface to stabilize it and for the Twizy not to fall through, because it's kind of heavy and the floor isn't that stable or that good, I think, at least. And those are the ramps that are gonna be mobile, so you can put them in, hook them up, and also remove them if you need to. And this is the side view. You can see the nice floor wood pieces, and the ramps. The ramps are gonna be 1 meter 75 centimeters long, with an angle of 22. Okay, with an angle of 22 degrees, more or less. The floor wooden pieces are gonna be about 2.5 meters long, and those are gonna be hooked up here with a nice kind of hook thing. We got that a metal piece here that's gonna go around the corner, and then we get like pieces that go around that hook, so you kind of got the hook from the back side of the floor wooden piece, and then you can put in the ramps like that, and that's a weird visualization. That's gonna be the plan. That's how we do it. And we also have those nice little feet below the ramps. Let's see if that works and if we need them. But for safety, we're gonna put them in first, and then we'll see if that helps or if it doesn't, or if we need to remove them again, or I don't know. We're gonna see. Let's hope that all works out like I'm planning it to do. So yeah, let's see. And now let's jump back into the garage. Okay, so you've seen the plan. Yeah, here along the sides are the top panels going, and behind that we're gonna build the ramps. And yeah, then we got the screw sticks. No, I'm not sure how that's called. Those things in between to get all of that stable and good. But yeah, for now I'm gonna get all of those wood panels off there, or yeah. And I got them today at the building supply store. And yeah, as you might know, the Tesla Model 3 is allowed to tow 750 kilos without trailer brakes, or 1,000 kilos or a ton with trailer brakes. If you're from pound country, that's about double, so 1,500 to 2,000 pounds, 1,500 without trailer brakes, and 2,000 with trailer brakes. This trailer doesn't have brakes, but that's no problem, because the Twizy weighs about a bit less than 500 kilos, or about less than 1,000 pounds. and the trailer weighs, I think, 200-ish. So I'm allowed to put 520 kilograms of weight onto it. So that should be perfect to fit the Twizy and the ramps and all of that onto the trailer without going over max weight. So that's pretty good. So yeah, I'm gonna remove those planks from up there, and then we will have to start sewing them to the correct length. And yeah, I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna update you during this process. Again, I won't be able to show you every single step because that would be quite a lot, but every important step I will update you. So let's go and do that. I just measured the length of the trailer, not with this, but with the small rolling measurement tape thing. It's 2 meters and 51 centimeters long. That's pretty perfect because this piece of wood should be 3 meters and 50 centimeters, but it actually is 2.5 centimeters longer. So I have a bit that I can use on top. So I'm gonna go 251 here, then again 251, and then I got 50 centimeters left, which will be my 225 centimeter pieces for below the ramps, so they are safe and sound and nothing's breaking and everything's well fixed. So now I gotta cut that piece over here. I'm gonna put something below that so that doesn't fall down. Let's see how that works, but should be good because I got the perfect workbench here. Perfect setup with the trailer and this piece and everything. That's pretty nice. Yeah, so let's cut this. Then let's see if that fits in here. I need to add 5 centimeters of buffer on the outside, on both sides, because the Twizy has a width outside to outside of the tires of 1 meter and 20 centimeters. So maybe I'm gonna go 3 centimeters buffer or so, because those tires are 12.5 centimeters wide and the rear tires are 14.5 centimeters wide, and those pieces are 16 centimeters wide. So a bit wider than the tires both. So I got about 2 centimeters buffer on the rear, so 4 on the outside, so that the tires fit on those perfectly. We can also change that again a bit because that's just guessed for now, and we're gonna test that as soon as we're ready to do that. But yeah, I should also show you all the materials that I told you in the studio part that we're gonna use. So we got, of course, our wood here, which will be the base, the foundation for the Twizy to be parked on. That should also go over where those, I'm not sure how they're called, they're not screws, but those metal pieces are. So that should also be, yeah, we got the metal pieces to the sides, but that's okay. That's also interesting. We got some feet back there or so. Are those feet? I'm not sure. Let's see. If we pull this down, we can pull those out, but they're taped on, at least over here. So I'm not sure what they are. But yeah, I don't think we need them because they would be in our way for the ramps. And they are gonna sit on this. And then we got those here as hooks. Those are gonna sit on those pieces of wood that go up there along the side of the trailer. And then we get these pieces here, and let me just open up that package real quick. Then we get these pieces, which are gonna come into the hooks, and they will sit on the top side of the ramps that are going down here. I'm gonna show that to you later as soon as we're there. But yeah, that's the general plan. So you can just hook them in as they are supposed to. We need also at least, yeah, no, that doesn't matter too much because they're gonna be centered, and that's gonna be pretty close. I didn't measure the width of those, but they should fit exactly. I think they are 8 centimeters wide, and the wood is 16 wide. So here we are. Oh, that's gonna be a bit close, I would say. But we're gonna get there. Those are just so the wood doesn't, or the ramps don't go back too far, or that they can't fall off behind. So maybe we're just gonna cut them off here on the side and just use 3 screws. Should be good enough, I would say, because it doesn't hold any weight, like that's going from top to down, only from front to back, and I think 3 good screws should hold that in place. And we got quite a lot of screws, so no problem there. Okay, yeah, then we got these pieces. They are for our fixation system. They are gonna, I'm gonna put 2 each into the sides of the planks that are on the trailer itself, on the foundation. And then those, I'm still not sure how they are called. Those, it's basically a screw but without ends. So I'm just gonna call it screw stick now, and I'm pretty sure that's wrong, but now you know what I mean when I say that. So these pieces are gonna go in between the pieces of wood, and they are gonna push them towards the outside so they can't go anywhere. What else do we have? We got these things here. Those are for our feet, I would say, below the ramps. So you can, I think they're gonna be mounted like this. Yes, or no, or yes. I'm gonna flip them over like this. Yeah, so you can lay them down flat. I'm gonna demonstrate that on the upside here. So now the foot would be flat like this, and then you can flip it up so it's upright and going straight down to the floor, so that a ramp won't break. And I would say, I think that is already everything we got here. Yeah, great thing. So I'm gonna cut those pieces of wood to the correct length, and then we're gonna hope that everything works out as I measured and that I didn't mismeasure anything. Yeah, so yeah, let's cut through here. Okay, so that worked out perfectly. Those 2, that behind there and this one, are now pretty much exactly to the length they should be. We'll have to see with those hooks if that's good enough or if we need to shorten them by a tiny bit. But yeah, maybe we might be able to just squeeze it in, and then it's even more fit for what it should do. Now we do have this piece here left. That's what I already told you will be our feet for the ramps. But as we need to screw them with some angle here for the ramps to be, or for them to be perfect for the ramps, then we might get them to be a bit higher than 25 centimeters. But I need to know the angle of the ramp, the exact angle. Should be around 22 degrees, but I'm not 100% certain. So, yeah. Now we can push the trailer forward just a bit, because we don't have the large wood standing over here by that much. That's also all the plastic wrap from the wood pieces. So let's get that all the way towards the wall. Perfect. And now we should be able to get the ramps down there and see. What you can see here are the future soon-to-be ramps. Those are now on their correct length, 1 meter and 75, 76 centimeters, something like that. They were a bit longer than 350, so I added the extra on top of each half. And now we need to saw off the 15-degree angle that it should have here on the upper side where it's gonna be hooked in. Let's hope I calculated that correctly. But should be pretty much. Also, that thing isn't too exact because that only says 22.5 and 0 and 45 degrees, and I need 15, so I don't know, I'm gonna maybe use my phone to measure that angle, but that should be about correct. Yeah, so I'm gonna go through here once more, and then for the other side as well. And then we can start with the hooks and have a look for that foot for the ramp or the feet for the ramp and all of that. So yeah, let me saw that those pieces off and then we continue. Okay, so the angles up top are done and the angles down here to drive onto the ramp are also done. That's not perfect, but always room for some optimizations. For now it's good enough. We might be able to I don't know, get some steepness out of this and go a bit more I don't know, with less an angle up here. But for now that's good enough. I think the Twizy should be able to get up there with some bumping the accelerator. But yeah, looking good so far. Next up are probably the hooks here and the holders up there. Yeah, the things I showed you before that go into the hooks. Okay, a lot of stuff happened since I updated you last time. I installed the mounting points on the ramps. I installed the hooks on the foundation wood on the trailer. And I screwed some wooden pieces to the outer side of those foundation planes. So that is, so we have enough room to the side and the tires are fully on the wood. So that's good. But I had an issue thinking. When I planned those screw sticks with those bolts here, I thought I could just put the bolts into each side and then screw this into both sides and push them away from each other by doing that. But that doesn't work because if I put those in on both sides, the screw stick just moves between those. So we gotta change the plan. I'm gonna put these into one side, one into one side each. So this is the left one, this is the right one. Just put them up next to each other so I know where the same point on each side is. So this is gonna go in here, and this is gonna go in here, and then I have to screw a hole into this side and into this side. Then I will let those sticks be screwed into here and push into that hole onto that side, so they get pushed away from each other, and I think that should do the job. I hope so, at least. I can work with some counter bolts on there. That should work. And yeah, I hope my plan still works out like that. I think that should go quite good. Should work quite good, but yeah, I'm gonna try that. Let's hope it works. Otherwise, we have to think about a different solution, but for now, maybe that works, maybe not. I hope it works, because that would be the least annoying thing. Was a bit of a hassle, but it kind of worked. And I think that is even a bit too tight. Let's loosen that up a bit, because that looks like it's kind of pushing outside. But yeah, looking good so far. Those are the ramps, and they are not perfectly aligned, if maybe. Let's see, how do those measurements look? There should be 120 up here, and also 120 on the floor, but that, yeah, 122. That's my buffer that I added. And here we got 126 and 110 to the inside. But yeah, 126. So we got 4 centimeters, 2 more on the outside and 2 less on the inside, but might still work. I'm gonna pull the Twizy over here real quick, and that's gonna be the last action for today, because I have some appointment later today. So let's get that moved all the way up. That's the perfect length that the gate will still close. All right, I'm gonna pull the Twizy, pull the Twizy over here to have a look at the wheels and the ramps and how all of that looks. And I'm not gonna drive it up there, of course, because that's not high enough, and I don't have any feet below that yet. So let's just look for the lineup and how that all goes. Whoops, almost lost my phone there. Turn it on. Yeah, let's check that. I would say that doesn't look too bad. We got a bit of buffer on the in and outside there, and on this side as well, so that's quite fine. Let me turn the boy around and look how it looks if I'm reversing towards it, so we can see how the rear wheels line up. And the rear wheels aren't looking too bad either. I could go a bit more to the left, but other than that, we got almost no buffer there, but the wheels are pretty wide, wide in relation to the ramps. And that should fit, because we go a bit farther out. Further out? Yeah, anyway, should be working quite well. All right, great thing. I got my appointment, so I gotta go. That's a bit of chaos here, but that doesn't matter. Also, you can see some e-transit stuff going on. I hope those videos are up already, or if not, then they will be coming soon. Yeah, all right. I'm thinking a lot and talking not too much. So I would say, see ya tomorrow when we build the feet for the ramps, and maybe even try out for the first time to pull the Twizy up there. We're not gonna drive around yet because we don't have the security hooks yet. They are gonna be arriving on Wednesday, I think. Today's Saturday, so gonna need some time. But as soon as they are there, we can see where we want to pull the Twizy to, so the balance on the trailer works well. And as soon as we know the tone weight, I think it is, at the front of the trailer that's going down on my trailer hook on the car, then we can do a first test drive and see how it goes. But yeah, let's jump to tomorrow first and finish this all up. Welcome back on day 2. We are again on our project of the Twizy transporter. Now today we gotta get this to be a foot for these 2 ramps, and it's Sunday, so I want to be too loud with it, but we need to sew it in half. There's no way around that, and then we need to screw it on there with those plates, so you can have it standing on this piece of wood. And it's nice and sunny out right now, so that's nice. Let me close up this boy because that doesn't need to be open. Yeah, and I think we might then be able to check everything out and see if we can get the Twizy up there. Would be wild. Not gonna do that alone, but my friend's coming later on, so we can test that. And then pretty soon I need to do something with the wood that it doesn't get hurt from the weather, from rain and stuff. So I don't know, maybe put some oil on it or something. I don't know yet, but yeah, that's the plan. But I'm gonna measure what's half of this right now and then see if I can optimize it a bit with the angle that we are on here, because I want this to stand upright and with the angle up top so it fits the ramp here, and I want it to be somewhere in the middle of the ramp at what's the length, 175, so it needs to be at 80 something centimeters, somewhere in between, I think. Yeah, so let me measure that, and then I'll update you as soon as I'm ready to do the next step. So those pieces are shortened and with the correct angle. You can now put them below here, just as they should, not too far back so they aren't stuck in there, but so that you can still easily move them up here. Gotta find the perfect spot for that. And then if some weight goes on it, they can stand on the ground without any problem. So I probably need to measure this distance when it's about to be moved, or maybe that doesn't even matter too much because they're gonna be down anyway as soon as I put the ramps down and hook them in. So yeah, it's just so I can flip this up, so if those are, or as long as those are on the trailer below the Twizy when it's loaded up, that they aren't standing upright all the time, but only when I need them to. Yeah, that's a good way to do that. But now the battery of the drill is empty, so I need to recharge it for some minutes. So I'm gonna have some breakfast, and then we are gonna screw those in place. And I think we might then be already able to pull that out and move it behind the car and put it on the trailer hook and try to drive the Twizy up, I guess. I think that is gonna be the hardest part for the Twizy to get up there, but you can get up some high sidewalk stones like this, and those are maybe 8 centimeters or so, so that shouldn't be too big of a problem. It's just because it's also going up afterwards, but should work, I think. Yeah, we're gonna try that later, but for now I think that looks quite good. Now look at that. I screwed it in place and it's almost perfect. That's maybe a bit too tight, but should still work. As soon as some weight is getting onto there, maybe I can unscrew that a bit for it to be a bit more flexible, but should still work. That's perfect. That's almost perfect. Good enough for me, definitely, I would say. So next up, I have to clean all of this mess up. And then we're gonna move this out, put this on the trailer hook, and wait for my friend to arrive so we can test if everything works, if we can get the Twizy up there, and yeah, how that works out, I would say. Pretty nice. We are cleaned up enough. I moved the trailer out, so let's get that hooked in. Our plastic cap is stuck there. That also looks quite good. Alright, let's move that up here and get it up enough, high enough to get over the ball. Yes, come on. Alright, looking good. Now let's get it back down. Until it snaps in. Yep, that's looking good. Okay. Put that back down. So we got some weight on here and not all on the car. Yeah, I think that is a bit too long for here to get the Twizy up there. So we somehow need to move this over, maybe the car over to this side. Yeah, okay. Let me just repark my car and then we have to wait for my friend to arrive. Right, I had to move all of this around a bit so we have enough room, because apparently that parking lot here is not big enough, that parking space. My friend's on his way, should be here in just a sec, and then we try to move this up there. I'm not sure if I can film that, I doubt it, but I'll show you as soon as it's done. And maybe in the future when I'm on the road with all of this, then we can do that. And I have to put down the wheel, of course. So we have our weight support here. Okay. Should be good enough. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna wait for him and then we can put that all up there. Alright, I got up there and it's a pretty straightforward process. You need to, when you have your front wheels somewhere around here, around, yeah, a bit above the feet, then you need to give it all it has, that it gets up there, because if you're stood up on that 22-degree incline, you won't move forward. But you will if you have some rolling already going. Okay, wow. And look at those 3 centimeters here, another 2.5 here. What's on the other side? 1 centimeter here, and about a centimeter here as well. So enough room. We got enough room on the back and on the front as well. And the next step, if I would drive around with it now, would be to strap it down on this, go through it to the other side. There's such a ring as well, and on the back side as well. From here behind the seat through to the other side. You could then unhook the ramps and throw them in below the Twizy onto the trailer, so you always have them with you, and then you're pretty much good to go. The only thing I have to check now is the tongue weight, because the Tesla is allowed to tow, to have a tongue weight of about 100 kilograms, and I want that well below. Also, yeah, if I go down here, doesn't move down too far. Now all the weight is on the car. I would say that shouldn't be too big of a problem, but I have to weigh it just to be sure. And maybe the wheels need a bit more air because all of that went down maybe a centimeter or two, because now the feet are on the ground and that rear piece as well. So yeah, I would say I'm gonna move that down again, take some pictures now and then move it down, and then I would say we are pretty much done for this video. So yeah, I would say that building process worked out kinda. Now the next thing to test is to go on a trip with it, but I have to prepare some things for that before. So yeah, thank you very much for watching and see you guys in the next one. Bye.